Konnichiwa Wagwan, one and all, a tutorial on how to use the laws of logarithms. To start with, I'm going to show you two rules at the same time. They're probably the rules you know the best, but I'm going to show you how you can use them with quite long, complicated sums. And that's, so if we take logarithms and we're adding them, these can be to any base number. As long as it's the same base number, you can write as one logarithm of xy to whatever the base number was. And then very similar to that is quite simply if you take the logarithm of something to any base number and you subtract a similar based numbered logarithm, then instead of multiplying, you divide them. Notice that is the logarithm of x divided by y. Now I show you these together just to show you how quickly you can combine some logarithms. So let's just take the logarithm. I'll just take the base number 10 so I don't need to keep writing the base number. Remember, if you just write log a, that means to the base number 10. So I'm going to add a logarithm, I'm going to subtract a logarithm, I'll add another one, I'll subtract another one, for example, something like that. So looks quite long and complicated. Very, very easy. You say this is the logarithm of, and I'm going to combine them all in one go. So it's the logarithm of a. When I add the logarithm of b, I obviously need to times that by b. When I take away the logarithm of c, I need to divide by c. Then I'm going to add the logarithm of d, so I'll times the numerator by d. Now I'm going to take away the logarithm of e, so I'll divide by e, or times the denominator by e. And you can keep going along like that, adding lots of logarithms all in one go. It's very, very straightforward, so hopefully that's going to help you in the future. Probably the easiest rule after the addition and subtraction rules is that if you take a logarithm of something to any base number, then we just take that power up to the front, so it becomes x to the power a. Okay? Notice that is the logarithm of x to the power a. It's very easy, numbers at the front, just go straight up there. Similarly, of course, then, if I have the logarithm of something, could be anything, to the power of, we'll call it n this time, then very simply we take that power, put it to the front. So n times the logarithm of y to the power b. Very, very, very useful. While I'm here though, let me just point out an error it's very easy to make. Imagine I have the logarithm of x all squared. I cannot bring that power down. Notice the difference here. This is not the same as this up here. Okay? We don't have x to the power a, we have the whole logarithm squared. We can't bring that power down. The only thing you could do if you really wanted to is write it as the logarithm of x multiplied by the logarithm of x. But there is no rule for combining these. Okay, you simply have a logarithm squared. You would have to square root something to solve this if it was in an equation. Some nice quick easy rules for you now. If you have the logarithm of anything to the same base number, then that just equals 1. Should be nice and easy to remember. Another rule is that if you have the logarithm of 1 to any base, well, the logarithm of 1, no matter what the base, equals 0. Now, you can sort of play around with the rule on the left a little bit. So let's say you have the logarithm, I'm going to use an example here, the logarithm of 4 to the base 2. You might see in mark schemes that they very quickly convert that to a number. Well, what they do there, they write the number 4 as a number with the same base number, such as that. They then, of course, can bring this power down to the front and write 2 times the logarithm of 2 to the base 2. And we recognise, of course, that this is equal to 1. So this would just equal 2. And in mark schemes they might jump to that, but that's what they're doing. So do look out for that one. Now, you've got a rule about changing the base of logarithms. So for example, if I have the logarithm of x all to the base a. Now this is very straightforward. It's in your formula booklet. You write this as the logarithm of x to any base number you choose, and that base number doesn't have to come from here. So I'm just going to write base number c, divided by the logarithm of the base number a to the base of c. So what we've done here, we've taken the logarithm of x divided by the logarithm of a. You can't combine these, they're now two separate logarithms, but we might be able to, in an equation, multiply up and therefore play around with this a little bit. But it's a nice easy rule for changing the base. I often choose the base 10 if I want to do this. For example, if I had the logarithm of 5 to the base 2, I could just write this as log 5 all over log 2. Remember, if you don't write a base number, that is to the base number 10. And I'll leave you with one more rule that you don't need very often, but see if you can use the rules I've just given you to prove it. If you have the logarithm of x to the base a, this is the same as 1 over the logarithm of a to the base x. I'm going to leave that one with you to try and prove it uses the rule of change use of base that I've just shown you. Good luck with that. So to quickly recap, adding logarithms means we can multiply, subtracting means we can divide, powers can be put to the front or taken up to become a power, the logarithm of any number to its own base number is 1, while the logarithm of 1 is always 0. And finally, to change a base, you take simply the logarithm of the main number divided by the logarithm of the base number. See my other tutorials on how we can use these to answer questions. If you found this video useful, please do share it using the link provided. I just want to help as many people do as well as they can. And I want to help you. So if you need any help, get in touch via Twitter or Facebook and stay in touch for regular updates of tutorials and exam walkthroughs. Good luck in any examinations you have.